Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have a little presentation for all of you on what we're going to be doing today. And then again, just welcome everybody. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a technical thing going on right now. Okay, how do I do this? Okay, I don't know why I put share. I meant to put the first time. Yeah, excuse my internet. And I just want to reiterate, if my internet starts going to be, it can be really slow. So just let me know. Allison, if you could just like interrupt me if that happens, I'll try to listen for it. My internet can be a bit slow sometimes, so I apologize ahead of time. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna give a quick presentation before we all get a chance to jump on Twine and talk more about our storyboards and actually get to play the technology and add images and all these things we've been talking about to create a story. Was there a comment?
No, it was just someone's audio.
Gotcha. So we're going to talk about HTML and CSS, and if that sounds confusing right now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. And with that being said, what we're going to go over today is a little bit of the HTML and CSS, which are just languages for coding. And I'll talk a little bit about it in the next slide. And then how we're going to use code for Twine specifically. I know a lot of us have been super excited about getting started on Twine. So today you get the chance to actually do all these things that we've been just demoing at the moment. And of course, just integrate that into your own game. And we'll be here, Allison and I and other facilitators will be here to support you in that process. So if you have any questions, we'll be there to help you out. And just a reminder that this stuff is really challenging and frustrating, but we'll be there for you to guide you through it. And we all, like probably when I run through it in a second, I'm gonna make a mistake and you'll see that it's perfectly normal, but we can solve it together. Cool. So very quickly, what is HTML? What is CSS? And this slide just gives a brief rundown of what all those words mean. Um, so when we think about HTML, which is over here, it stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which I know sounds kind of confusing. Like, what is that? What in the world is that? So a way we think about it is that all HTML does is read links. So when you think about HTML, it read links, and you'll see how that plays into adding images or little pictures inside of our story in a little bit. Um, so it's more related to content and structure. And we have this really great example on the next slide of a house. And the difference between HTML and CSS is that HTML is more of like the foundation or the structure of the house, and CSS is going to be like the color and the windows, how you want it to look like. Um, so with these tags down here, you see these tags are like little carrots. That's when you're using those, it means you're using HTML. Compared to CSS, it's going to look a little bit different. And what CSS stands for is cascading style sheet. And all that really means is that CSS is going to design or what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to control how your story looks like. So the color and the way that relates to a house is that if you want the windows to look a certain way, that's going to be your CSS, while your HTML is more of the structure of the window itself. So again, HTML uses tags, and over here with CSS, we use selectors, which are just little squiggly brackets. So whenever you see a squiggly bracket, you know you're using CSS, and that'll make a lot more sense very soon when you get to do it. But so far, are there any questions about that? I know a few of you might have prior experience with this. I'll pull up the chat. Cool. Give it a few more seconds. I'm not seeing any questions at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. Cool. And so this is exactly what I was talking about. So HTML is the structure, like the foundation, like how the house itself is built. But then CSS is, oh, I want my roof to be red. That's going to be style or CSS. Or if you want your door to be blue, anything to do with color and aesthetics or the way it looks is going to be the CSS.
Hey, Mark, we have a question from Anthony.
Yes.
So for CSS, what does it mean for property and value?
Let's go back really fast. Oops. Property and value. Okay, so those are, I would think of it as like, okay, very beginner novice coding language here for me because I'm not an expert in this either. But this is more like corresponding to, I think, what we are gonna put inside of those little squiggly brackets. So it's kind of like property is gonna like be the thing that is gonna be talking to a specific part of your code. So let's say if you're talking specifically about, oh, I want to change the color on this specific part of my story, you would have to like insert. This makes a lot more sense when I show you the our cheat sheet, which breaks down what things you're putting inside of your squiggly brackets to change the color of a very specific thing. So it's kind of in very simple terms, it's telling um, it's telling the code what you're talking about. So it's like specifying like, oh, I want to change the color on this specific thing. And again, that's my understanding, and it might not be completely accurate. Um, I encourage you to also come up with your own definition of that. Anything like this. There's also a lot of other metaphors for thinking about these things besides a house. Does that answer the question? I can't see the chat right now.
Anthony, do you want to do a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Is there a thumbs up?
Okay.
Cool. All good?
Yeah.
Okay. So what am I talking about? It all sounds very abstract and confusing. Well, let me show you what I'm talking about. And I'm going to go through a very quick demo of what all this looks like by pulling up Twine and just walking you through a few different things. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And for some of you, you might have already jumped on Twine and played around with it a little bit. So this might look really familiar, but all I did really was, excuse me, all I really did was start the beginning of my story. And it's just a template. It doesn't have any images. It just has the brackets right now, which are my different passages, which created these. If you remember from yesterday, we talked a little bit about creating passages using the brackets. And what I'm gonna do now is just build on my story by adding images and playing with the color. And I'm gonna show you how to walk through that. But just to give some context on the story, for those of you who were just in my breakout room talking about how we're feeling, this sounds probably familiar. It's kind of what I was talking about. And I'm leaving Santa Cruz and I want to do a few things before I leave. So I kind of said like, oh, I want to go to the beach and watch the sunset, spend some time in the forest and take graduation pics. And like, where should I start my day? I want to do all these things. So let's say I want to add an image here to show exactly what I'm telling about my story. I can now go to my cheat sheet, which I will share with all of you. I'm just demoing right now. You'll get a chance to do this in a second when I'm done. So don't worry about following along or anything like that. I'm just gonna pull this up, which can be found on our Google site. And I'm gonna go and find exactly what I'm looking for. So I wanna add an image that relates to HTML. So I'm gonna look through my cheat sheet. Oh, right here, adding images or GIFs. And let's say I want a GIF. So I'm gonna go to this website we all really, here in Impactathon team, we really love. It has a lot of different GIFs that you can just copy links from. And I'm talking about watching the sunsets. So I'm gonna just look up a picture of the sunset and see what comes up. Okay, cool. We're seeing a lot of different images or GIFs of what I'm looking for. And let's say I really like this one just because it reminds me of Santa Cruz at the moment. The sunset I hope I can see in the next few days. So I want to make sure I copy this middle link, which is the GIF link. So Twine only reads certain links, and this one works best on the platform. So I'm gonna go ahead and just copy it. Make sure it's copied. Cool. So what I want to do now is I'm going to use my link and I'm just going to put it right here for now. That's my link. But now I want to go back into my cheat sheet. And just a reminder, you'll have access to this in a second. So what is this telling you? It's that if you want to add an image, you're going to be using this piece of code right here. Cool. Just give it a second. Now that looks pretty confusing. So what we're looking at here is HTML because we have the tag. So remember, this little tag means we're working HTML. And here it's saying image source, but exactly what it sounds like. Um, I'm telling Twine or the code that I want to use this link, and it wants to read that one. So again, um, HTML deals with links, and that's what I'm playing with right now. And then this last part just is a description of what I'm putting in. So let's go ahead and just copy that. I can just copy and paste. It can be a little hard writing it all out sometimes. And I just want to delete the default one that was in there because it's talking about a mango and I have a sunset. So I'm gonna do that. And I want my link in there now. Cool, my link's in there. And let me just change the description to a photo of a sunset. Cool. So that looks confusing. But again, it's just telling me that I want this link to be read, and this is the source of it. And what that actually looks like now is if I push play on my game, this is the exciting part. Oh, wait, no, that's not exciting. So as you can see, it actually didn't come out, which means something might have gone wrong. Right here, which I think I might know what it is already, is that I'm missing a caret. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that right there, and just push play again, see what happens. Wow, so look, there's my image. And as you can see, I have my sunset. And if I wanted to change the size on that, I could. So there's a few different things we can do from there if I wanted to play with it a little bit more. And we will get a chance to do that a little bit later. But I'm gonna go ahead and just show you the next thing we were gonna do, which is how to add a little bit of color. Let's say I would really love my background to be, I mean, what do y'all think a good color on this background would be so I could still see my picture right here?
Like a light color maybe. Just
Okay,
I'm
light
really bad with
color.
choosing colors.
Okay, so let's see. What a cool thing I could do if I want to find a very specific color. Um, let's go to my CSS now because I'm dealing with color. Remember, I'm dealing more with design, how it looks. So now I want to look at my CSS. So I want to look at my CSS part of my cheat sheet. And Corona said, we're going to deal with, we're going to deal with this part of our story. So again, someone had a question earlier about property values. So like here is it very specifically saying like, oh, I want to change the background color. And then here is the color I want. So it's like it's like separating what part of the style I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and just copy this because that's what I want to play with right now. And here's the part you have to remember. So earlier we went in here to put my image down. That was with HTML. But on the other hand, with CSS, I want to go over here, and you see right here it says Edit Story Style Sheet, and I want to click on that. And now this is where I get to play with the appearance of my house or my story. And I'm just going to copy and paste. And I'll let you all choose the color right now. We're going to go through it really fast.
Patrick said light blue or yellow.
Light blue or yellow? I love it. Okay. We're going to get very specific on a blue or yellow when we click on this tab and this link. And this gives you access to all these different colors that you can pick from, which I think is super cool. So Patrick, let me know if you see a blue or yellow you like. We just have so many choices.
Amber said dark. Oh, I'm gonna slaughter that. Cyan?
Ooh, yes, I found it. Okay, so now I just want to copy and paste that little number right here because that's what my CSS is going to read. And I'm going to insert it right here. So where the word olive used to be on my example, I now just want to copy and paste that. And I'm forgetting one thing here. Remember, we're talking about little squiggly brackets when we're talking about CSS. And I don't have mine at the moment to tell the code that I'm stopping. So I'm going to go ahead and just add that right there. So we would expect our color to change now when I push play. And look at that. We have a new color. We have an image. And the next few things we could do is begin to play with this font, like what color would look best with my background and my image. And then I could get even more specific with it and start playing with the color of these links, which is what I click on. So you're not limited to anything. We have things listed on our cheat sheet for all these different components. So I wanted to play with my font on my passage, which is this. I would play with this piece of the code. I could change font family, the size, the spacing, and then over here we have a different piece of code for CSS, and it's called TW link. And our link is this part, things we click on to take us further in our story. And that's the same thing. I would just deal with this piece of code and change the color, change the size. So just making a distinction between what I'm playing with here. And we have a bunch of other options as well that you can play with. But I'm gonna move on for time and show you really fast just some Twine specific code. And what that means is these codes are made for Twine. So they only work for Twine, and they can be shortcuts to like HTML, or they could be just things that literally were made for Twine and for just like creative engagement with telling your story. And are there any questions so far? Is there anything on chat, Allison?
No, not yet.
Okay, how am I on time?
I think till 35, right, Amber?
You can go until 11:40.
Okay.
Let me know if you need more time and I'll just.
Okay, no, that should be perfect. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna copy and paste. I went down to my Twine specific programming, and this is one of my favorite things to do on Twine. It's called a prompter, and a prompter is gonna ask your person playing your game a question that they can then type into their story. So if I want my user or my person going through my game to be able to interact and answer, I could just copy and paste this piece of code. Oh, sorry. Where's this code? Where's the money? Is it cooking to prompt? What are you going to cook? Sorry, just 1 second. Cool. Okay. Copy and paste. So prompt right here is a question that will pop up. and this will make a lot more sense when I type it into our Twine in a second. Type to food is a text that's going to show up. So when you're playing a game, that's what's going to come up, and you're going to type into. And so it makes more sense. I'm going to just do it. Just copy and paste. So here my story. One of the things I wanted to do was spend some time in the forest. So let's say, what are you going to do in the forest? That's what my question is. I want to know what people want to do in the forest. Think about that for a second as I type it. And then type to food, and that's what I'm going to type into. That's what's going to come up for the user to type. And I want to be very specific. Type what you want to do. And then this one is just a name what I'm playing with. I'm just going to put forest instead of cooking because they were asking people what they wanted. Okay. Okay, y'all, welcome. So, I mean, take this chance to ask any questions if you have any about what I went through. I know it might seem really fast and confusing, but it'll make a lot more sense when you start doing it yourself right now. Okay, here we go. Corona's here. Welcome, Corona. I'm gonna go ahead now. I'm already sharing my screen actually. So now it's your turn to try. And this is the really exciting part where you finally, I feel like I've been talking a lot. So I'm really happy to just let you all do your thing, and I'll be here for support. But if you could pull up twine.com, if you don't have it open right now, just know that you can just type in Twine on Google, and it should be not that Twine, but you should be able to just click on first link. If you have it downloaded too, that's awesome. You could pull that up as well. But this can be used online if you, and a few of you have played with it. You can just do that, and that's how we get started. And everything I've gone over is available on our Google site, and I'll go ahead and just link that in the chat right now for those of you who don't have it open. So I have now linked the Google site, and if you click on that, you should be able to pull it up. And everything you need I've gone through is available here. And what you need to pull up now is if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can open up that sheet that I was playing with. So I'll give you all a second to do that. Okay, so hopefully y'all have the cheat sheet open and your Twine game open. So if you want to get started, you could always just go here to story. I'm just going over it in case you haven't been on it yet, and just click add, and that's how you get started. And if you need a reminder to what I did yesterday, that's also available right here if you forgot how to do anything. But I'm also here for any questions. You just put them in the chat. And what we're going to be able to learn today is just what I went over. I want to give you a chance to practice, which is inserting an image, adding some color, changing the link color, and playing with the style, which is a CSS of your story, and then trying to make a list. Just give it a try. See if it works. You can try it the first way, and then you can try it the shorter second way. So I'm gonna go ahead and just present this because it's what we're gonna be doing. Are there any questions out there? Anyone having trouble getting on Twine? Maybe some thumbs up if you're good. Cool, I'm seeing 1 thumbs up. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna give you a few seconds to get settled in. Just give me that thumbs up when you're feeling good about it. I'm still waiting on, I think, 2 thumbs up. All right, who do I see here? Okay, everybody. Let's see. Got some in the chat. Just replying to some messages. So this is our chance to just see what we've been up to. If you have any trouble on Twine, you can let us know. Would anyone like to volunteer to share their screen? And again, you can share your screen by going down to where it says participants, mute, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing mine. Maybe Angel, Arturo, Sal, anyone like to just start us off, say a few things, questions?
Oh, sure, mine.
Cool, let's do it.
I couldn't figure out how to turn the background white.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Nice, you have an image. I love the buffalo.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Oh, I love that image. Cool. So yeah, you see you have your options right there, your link. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is you have your story, you have your images. So if you want to be able to turn your story or your background white, so one thing I would do, so if you go back to your game, so yeah, you can go to that. So one thing we're looking at here is that bottom part, and it's gonna work right away. Watch. So if we copy it. Okay, so click delete. Click out, yeah, click outside.
Oh,
And
it
you,
was over here, right?
there you go. And then that should work. When you click play on your game again, it should be white. There we go. See, so it brings up some other things though. Like you got to be careful about what color you do, because you might not be able to see your text. We could always change the color by just going back and just typing in a color. Or there's that sheet again. You have it open, I see. If any color you want, you can try. Yeah, you can try yellow. Yeah. So you can just keep playing with it, and just like see what works, what doesn't. But you could always change the other colors too of your style sheet. But is there one thing that you're having trouble with more, or how's your story going? How are you feeling about this?
I think it's going good. I also wanted to ask if there's a way to, oh, maybe there is, how to like outline the letters.
Outline the letters, like have a like a like a background on the letters.
Maybe that too, but I was thinking like a line outlining each letter.
Outline, like making them bold or changing the color.
Like keeping them white,
Yeah.
but having like just a thin layer of black around each.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, like an outline. Okay, for sure. I'm not really sure. That's the thing. Let's see. I can check out the cheat sheet really fast, but I'm not familiar with outlining letters. Yeah, I don't think that's something we've done, but it might be possible. It might be a more advanced feature that's not on our stuff. But we can look into it and see if that's possible. But I haven't played with outlines for letters, but that would be a great way for that yellow to make your letters pop out. So yeah, we can look into that, and also encourage you to look into it. There's a lot of things that are not on this piece of paper. because this is just like, getting you started. So if there's something you want to know, you could reach out to us and we could help you find it. So I could keep that in mind and get back to you.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing, Arturo. Angel, I think Corona's, she had to go away for a second. So Angel or Sal?
So I'm not actually working on one.
For sure.
Yeah, I just have
Sal?
time for that.
That's right.
I'm here to observe and to support. Yeah. Angel, are you on? I know he's super shy.
Okay. You could also, you could always just comment if you have any questions, Angel, or something you got going on with your story. It would be nice though to see your story so we can help you out a little bit. See if you're having trouble along the way. Okay, for sure. So I'll give a little bit of time. Okay, everybody, we have 2 minutes left before we go to the main room for the raffle. I just want to say next week we're gonna have two amazing guest speakers. We're gonna get a chance to talk with them, and then we're gonna go more into developing our story game and learning more about these futures on Twine, beyond these four that I showed you today. You get the chance to practice more and ask me questions. I really look forward to that. And just right now, these last 2 minutes, are there any questions? Is there anything, Arturo, did anything else come up for you that you need help on? Like we could quickly help with? Is there anything Angel wants to share? And I know Corona might be back. If you all are done with your survey, it'd be nice to just hear from you really fast.
Sorry, you said to share. What are we saying?
Yeah. Okay, there's 57 seconds, but if you want to quickly show us your game, or you just want to say something you have fun with, something you're having trouble with.
I've had trouble sharing my screens. I don't know if it's through Zoom, but I think it's just I know what I want to do with it. Like bullet points, more options, and then even having, I think, those options where you can have an option but not click it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you can, just get up and do whatever, but sometimes you can't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
Awesome. Yeah, if there's anything I can do to help you with that, let me know. And I look forward to knowing more about your story and what you got going on.
thanks.
Cool. We can now return to the main room and go to the raffle.
And then get on to our raffle. So to preface next weekend, we're going to be having some guest speakers do some sessions for us. So next Friday, we're going to be having a guest speaker named Sylvia. She is going to be talking about how we can use martial arts as a personal growth training partner.
So getting to look forward to that. And then next Saturday, we're going to be having another guest speaker, Adriana Alejandre, and she is going to be talking about tools for battling anxiety and different communication styles. She's the founder of a program called Latinx Therapy down in Southern California. Super awesome lady. So look forward to those sessions next week. And I hope that you guys enjoyed our healing circles today. Feel free to reach out to Jessica if you need any on-call support. Her information should be on our Google site. And let's see. And with that, I think I'm going to turn it over to Leslie to help us do the raffle. And then we can end our last session of the weekend. Thank you all for coming to Impactathon Part 1. Halfway through. Okay, no worries, Giselle. Thank you. All right, Leslie, take it away.
Okay. My Wi-Fi is laggy, so just let me know if you could see my screen. Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. Here you go. Cool. So I have I just realized I didn't do the names yet. I'll give you guys a chance to talk after this one. And this is for everybody right now. So there's 12 people. And I'm gonna have a little drum roll and spin. And then let's see, the folks who went to all three, please correct me if I'm wrong, are the people I'm removing. I think this is correct. Frank, Basilio, Anthony, Gabby, Arturo, Corona, Guillermo, and Felicia. Yeah? Okay. I hear no. Yeah. LOL. You forgot my name. LOL. Sorry, B. All right. I'm going to spin it now.
What was it?
Cool.
Hello?
I actually couldn't tell who won.
Your
Yeah.
screen was a little laggy, but
Who won?
Hey, Mark did.
Ah,
Wait,
Oh my
second
god.
one or for the first one?
Who?
Wait, are you asking about the $25 one or the $10 one?
Both.
both.
The $10 one. Wow, I just for it was Drea, and the $25 one was Basilio. Yeah, put in the chat. I'm sorry for my Wi-Fi.
Dang, Basilio making money this weekend. Nice.
Okay, $10, Andrea, and 25. And I'm gonna email it to you all again. And for next week, so Friday would be a $10 gift card. Saturday is $10, but the last day, which is Sunday, it'll be a $10, $25, and a $50. The $25 would go to the person who went to all 3 days for next week, and the $50 one is gonna go to the person who went to all 6 days for the both 2 weekends.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Leslie. Congrats to our awesome winners. Let us know what you end up getting with those gift cards. Very curious. Okay, y'all. And that concludes our last session for part 1 of this Impactathon. We hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for all your feedback. We're definitely going to be looking at that and trying to cater a little bit more to the responses that we get. So that's really important for us. It was great seeing all of your faces this weekend and building personal connections with you guys. And I can't wait to see you again next weekend. And with that, let's conclude. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.